So Disney Pixar's Elemental is coming out really soon, and I'm not going to lie, it looks kind of bad. Now, this movie seems to be falling into a very specific yet very common subcategory among movies. I call it movies about racism that use terrible metaphors and end up being semi-pro racism. Disney seems to be a big fan of these types of movies, actually. Now, I'm deciding to make this video because I saw a clip online that was really funny to me, but probably not for the reasons that the creators were intending.
Yo, Ember!
Yo, Claude, can't talk, in a hurry. And don't let my dad catch you out here again.
What? Come on, he doesn't like my landscaping?
Ugh.
Anyway, June Bloom is coming, and you just got to be my date. 'Cause check it out. I'm all grown up. And I smell good. Ow! My queen.
Sorry, buddy. Elements don't mix.
Alright, so real quick, I'm going to break down why that scene is so funny. Here's a flower. Sorry, literal child. The reason I can't date you, the literal child, is I am racist. Yeah, there's nothing weird about that being the first and only reason or anything. Anyhow, now that that's out of the way, the reason why I think this movie is a bad allegory for racism, which it clearly is, with the whole elements don't mix thing being a clear theme, is that in this world that they made for the movie, racism kind of makes some sense. Because, you know, in real life, interracial couples can't accidentally kill each other by rolling over in bed. And while people and cultures in real life are different, I feel like this movie already fails because they're way too different. Because in real life, there's no real physical differences between races, they're just all visual. I mean, how are you gonna properly desegregate the workplace when 25% of the population can fly? Especially for a movie focusing on interracial relationships, it is kind of worrying that we don't know if two elements can even reproduce together. And it does sound kind of silly to complain about, like, oh, it's not really hurting anybody, but there are a lot of times where these terrible racism allegories end up really badly. Like, remember Bright, the movie that tried to tackle racism, but then just really ended up comparing black people to orcs? And then Will Smith, the representation of white people, which I have no idea what they were thinking with that, ends up being the savior of the orcs. You know, it was really just this image personified as a movie, I would say. Really, I just think if a movie wants to tackle racism, it's much better that they just do it rather than putting a weird allegory into it. Also, why is it generally children's media that seems to have to use these allegories? It's like they can teach basic moral lessons like stealing is bad and that we should be nice to each other, you know, real shockers like that. But then if you say something like racism is bad, they get worried that like old people are gonna think that we're shooting woke mind beams into their children. Anyways, the video is over now.